Hello and welcome to The Woven Word. This is a series of 360-degree interactive videos in which we'll be introducing you to Ulster's rhyming weaver poets. The rhyming weavers were a group of poets, mostly writing in their own vernacular Ulster-Scots, who flourished in the 18th and the 19th centuries. And as ordinary working class people, their writing shines a light on what it was like to be alive at that time. In each programme, we'll look at one Ulster-Scots poet in particular, one of the rhyming weavers, and we'll finish each programme with a reading of one of their poems. Today we're going to be thinking about Samuel Turner, the Bard of Ballycorr, who lived and died around this parish. This is the parish of Ballyalbana. He was born in 1804 in the townland of Ballyalbana, just in that direction. Now, this video has been filmed in 360 degrees. That means you can look all around you. Use your mouse if you're with your computer, if you're working at your computer at home, or put on a VR headset and look all around to appreciate our lovely surroundings. These are the picturesque ruins of St Augustine's Church. We're standing in the graveyard. Some of the gravestones are still legible, but some of them are just ruined little stumps. Look down at the ground there and you'll see these. You'll see the beautiful wild flowers, Queen Anne's lace, foxgloves. I can smell the lovely wild geranium and the elderflower. It's a glorious day with bird song all around us. Looking out west, we're coming down the 6 Mile Water Valley there, Colin Mountain behind us. In this direction out to my right lies Shane's Hill, and just south of us here is the market town of Ballyclare. This was the home area then of Samuel Turner. It's very much an Ulster-Scots area. Lots of Scots would have settled here over the generations, particularly from the 1600s on. Very rich agricultural landscape, plenty of forests and rivers and farmland. And the Scots would have built their homes here. They would have thatched them. They would have come together for fairs, on market days, come together for worship. And they had that common faith, folklore, Scottish language, which prevails in this part to this day of East County Antrim. Samuel Turner was born into quite a poor family. He had to leave school when he was still just about 14 or so to go out to work, but then some kind of an accident meant that he wasn't fit for hard physical labour. So he continued his own education, and before he was 20 years old, he was working as a teacher. He was also a prolific writer. He was publishing various documents, poetry. He was the editor of a very well-known local almanac, which had an international audience. He was a scholar, he was a historian, he was an antiquarian, he was a collector. Very personable man, very friendly, very good-natured and very humorous. He had a passion for local history. He was particularly interested in the freebooter O'Hockin, John O'Hockin and his sons, kind of highwaymen who flourished in this area around the 1700s. In my hand is one of my most precious possessions. This is an original copy of Samuel Turner's book, dates from the 1860s. It's called Gleanings from Ballyboully, Career of the Freebooters O'Hockin and Poems by the late Samuel Turner, national school teacher. So it's a beautiful little book and you can see how old it is. The poetry contained in this little volume is lovely. As well as that account of the highwayman, there's poetry about agriculture. There are love songs, friendship, social observation. Samuel Turner, he was mostly writing his poetry in the 1840s. This was the period of the great Irish potato famine, so some of his poems reflect that. The situation of the oppressed poor, you know, he had great sympathy for them. He was sending a lot of his poetry in the 1840s into the Belfast Penny Journal, published anonymously under the name XYZ, Ballyclare. In fact, in August of 1846, XYZ published one of my favourite poems. It's the one I'm going to read for you now, and it's called Leezy Mamin. M''M''I''N'. Nowadays we would probably say Mickmin. But Leezy Mamin was a spy wife or a fortune teller, and people of all classes of society would come to her to have their fortunes told, to find out what was going to befall them in love, maybe to find out who had robbed them, to get the name of the burglar, maybe to find out who had put a spell on their cow, why when the milk was churned it wouldn't turn to butter. It reflects the superstitious folklore and beliefs of country people at this time, you know, the mid-19th century in this Ulster-Scots heartland. There's some really lovely vocabulary in this poem. Listen out, for example, to words like devilry, cantrips and glamour. That means magic. Your loof is the palm of your hand, so you would cross Leezy's loof with the siller. You'd give her some money. Then she would say about people coming in Cleeden. Cleeden is their clothing, or with barely a steek on. That means very poor, ragged clothing. Wee gilpies are young girls. A cuddy creel cadger, isn't that lovely? A cuddy's a donkey, a cadger's like a travelling salesman, and the creels are the baskets that would be over the donkey's back. The verb to hecht means to assure someone of. To ripe your biggin means to rob your home. Hockey, that's the name of a cow. This cow has been bewitched or elf shot, but the cow will be sained or purified by Lizzie's magic. It's a really wonderful, colourful, atmospheric poem which paints a great picture of superstitious belief amongst the Ulster-Scots folk at that time. So I hope you'll now enjoy me reading Leezy Mamin for you by Samuel Turner, the Bard of Ballycorr. While I'm reading it, you're going to see the words of the poem appearing on the screen if you have a look at those. Or if you prefer, using YouTube, you can expand the description and jump forward a couple of minutes. And instead, while you hear me reading the poem, you can enjoy some lovely 360-degree panoramic videos taken around this beautiful townland here in County Antrim. Thanks very much. So the piece that I am going to read for you now, which is called Leezy Mamin, appeared in the Belfast Penny Journal, and it's dated August the 8th, 1816, Ballyclare. So this is Leezy Mamin by Samuel Turner. They tak o' the spaewife that was in Glenrammer, o' Madge o' the hilltap, and Kate o' the linn. But true me, for devilry, cantrips and glamour, they may kiss their caps at our Leezy Mamin. Shean as her loof ye hae crossed wi' the siller, she birls round a cup, and she bids ye look in. Och, the foul thief himsel sure the words whispers tell her, that fa frae the lips o' our Leezy Mamin. Wanters o' men come ilk day Leezy seeking, frae hill and frae valley, frae hut and frae ha. Some in gay cleedin', some barely a steek on. Wee gilpies, young widows, old maidens and a'. They come in the springtime, they come in the simmer, they come when the snowdrifts hae lang settin' in. They come o' fate's black book to get a bit glimmer, for wha can unravel it like Leezy Mamin. She hecht to wee Mary, the han o' the gauger, though lang syne his troth he had plighted tae Nell. Tae Jeanie she spoke o' a cuddy creel cadger, and, as she predicted, just say it befell. The crossbeams, the coffin, a ring that was broken, betokened that Nanny would never get yin. Nan swore it was lies the fause spaewife had spoken, but as yet, true's the word o' our Leezy Mamin. Should prowlers by nicht or by day ripe your biggin, despoiling your coffers a gowd and a gear, on the tiptoe o' hope tae our Leezy gae jeekin, regardless who scoffers and scorners may jeer. She'll tell ye what's stolen, she'll tell ye what did it, and gin ye hae courage her glass to keek in, the face o' the thief to your een she'll exhibit, sae great is the poor o' our Leezy Mamin. Gin hockey fa back o' her milk and her butter, or haply lies routin' elf shot i' the shaw. Let Leezy but sain her, some mystic words mutter, and shun deal hate ails the poor beastie ava. She's far kenned and noted, for I hae quoted, and sair she'll be missed when death tucks up her chin. Though time-worn and feckless and mair than half doted, yet show me that peer o' our Leezy Mamin. So this is Leezy Mamin by Samuel Turner. They tak o' the spaewife that was in Glenrammer, o' Madge o' the hilltap, and Kate o' the linn. But true me, for devilry, cantrips and glamour, they may kiss their caps at our Leezy Mamin. Shean as her loof ye hae crossed wi' the siller, she birls round a cup, and she bids ye look in. Och, the foul thief himsel sure the words whispers tell her, that fa frae the lips o' our Leezy Mamin. Wanters o' men come ilk day Leezy seeking, frae hill and frae valley, frae hut and frae ha. Some in gay cleedin', some barely a steek on. Wee gilpies, young widows, old maidens and a'. They come in the springtime, they come in the simmer, they come when the snowdrifts hae lang settin' in. They come, o' fate's black book, to get a bit glimmer, for wha can unravel it like Leesie Mamin. She hecht to wee Mary, the han o' the gauger, though lang syne his troth he had plighted tae Nell. To Jeanie she spoke o' a cuddy creel cadger, and, as she predicted, just say it befell. The crossbeams, the coffin, a ring that was broken, betokened that Nanny would never get yin. Nan swore it was lies the fause spy wife had spoken, but as yet, true's the word o' our lazy Mamin. Should prowlers by nicht or by day rape your biggin, despoiling your coffers a gowd and a gear, on the tiptoe o' hope tae our lazy gae jeegan, regardless who scoffers and scorners may jeer. She'll tell ye what's stolen, she'll tell ye what did it, and gin ye hae courage her glass to keek in, the face o' the thief to your een she'll exhibit, sae great is the poor o' our lazy Mamin. Gin hockey fa back o' her milk and her butter, or haply lies routin' elf-shot i' the shaw, let lazy but sane her, some mystic words mutter, and shoon deal hate ails the poor beastie ava. She's far kenned and noted for a hae quoted, and sair she'll be missed when death tucks up her chin. Though time-worn and feckless and mair than half doted, yet show me that peer o' our lazy Mamin.